Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I'm a little bit behind on this SmackDown review because for whatever reason, I have been just behind in videos in general this week and last week, and yes. So we're gonna jump into the SmackDown review. Honestly, this is like a weird show because this is probably one of the better shows of SmackDown in a long time, even though it had barely any matches and not a lot of segments in general. There was some backstage stuff, but like nothing really that noteworthy that like I was like, oh, I should get a picture of this and put this up. That was kind of the weird thing. Everything in the ring was what mainly what we're gonna see here. So obviously we started off the show with Cena talking about that this is his last SmackDown ever and last time in Chicago, just a bunch of those sad moments thing. He just kind of wanted to talk and go away, or go home. But then Sami Zayn came down. So the first part, I liked Cena talking about all that. It's nice and refreshing to have him have a break for a second, even though he doesn't get one. But it was cool. It was cool to see him in this way, and I liked it. Next, we had with Sammy coming down. Sammy saying that he wanted to do the U.S. Championship, like open challenge thing, like he did that Cena did. I think it's a good idea. I think it's always been a good idea to have a champion do something like this. Sami Zayn, not a big fan of in general, so this isn't going to be the greatest thing for me. Plus, the crowd definitely was turned against him. I don't think they really wanted to see this, and definitely don't want to see the match. Made sense because Sami Zayn had debuted to John Cena trying to win the title too through one of these open challenges. So it was a full circle moment for him, and the match actually was pretty good. Cena pulled out a bunch of moves from past competitors to go to sleep, the spear. Um, he had a couple other ones, a couple locks. I mean, he did really good. I thought the match itself was still fairly entertaining. I think for the entertainment value, especially, I would put this in a solid A. I don't think it was a 5-star classic or anything, but I think overall both men did really good in the ring. That it deserved to be up there. Obviously, we knew we weren't going to get an ending because Brock Lesnar came back, took out Cena, took out Sami Zayn also, which is just something noteworthy at least. We kind of assumed that was going to happen. It wasn't a bad thing. I mean, we already know we were going to get Cena and Lesnar at WrestlePalooza pretty much, and they didn't really have any build for it because Cena was going to do this, and he's not on the air until WrestlePalooza. So what were what we were going to do? We knew this was going to happen. So I guess we'll see how this goes. I'm excited to see this match. I'm enjoying the John Cena farewell tour type thing. So if this is what they chose and this is what Cena wanted, then that's what Cena wanted. I really can't be the judge of it, so I'll put it up in S tier because I think it's gonna at least still be entertaining. Then we had Aleister Black versus Damian Priest. This feud is like low key okay. Like I just haven't really like completely sat down and been like, I vibe with it. I think it's because when they added our truth into it, it kind of just made it weird, and then like it didn't really feel like they were feuding, but like it was our truth and Aleister Black feuding, and then Damon Priest was just kind of in there, and it just I don't know. They really made this kind of too much of a slow burn that I almost don't care. But I do think the match was pretty decent. I think Aleister Black attacking him really badly in the beginning, and then they kind of get the back and forth after that. And the ending I thought was pretty decent with Aleister Black grabbing the ref and like holding himself down, which you don't really see in many of those type of endings. You don't really see like a referee spot, but he more just like held on to the ref and was able to get his balance back to take him out. I put it in a solid B. I thought it was a pretty entertaining match. I honestly would I wouldn't mind seeing more if they can really put this feud into it. I definitely think this could be a match that they redo and maybe even put in WrestlePalooza if they really were needing one. Don't think they should, but wouldn't surprise me if they did. Next up, we had the U.S. title match that was kind of out of the blue. Julia versus Meacham. There's just no build for Julia right now. I think she's one of the better women on the entire roster, but this title run just hasn't been it yet. I still have faith that there's going to be something, that they'll get, right about it because like Lyra's title run was similar to this where it felt like she just wasn't really shown. She was shown in the back. She, really didn't do much of anything. And then all of a sudden it kicked off and was a really good title run. So I have faith that hopefully Julius will be this. This match really wasn't it. I mean, she kind of just barely beat Meacham because Meacham kind of was doing some decent offense before that, and it was kind of like a distraction, which was very little, but enough that, she can possibly get that rematch. But this feud had really nothing to do with anything because Meacham barely has even talked to Julia. She's only been talking to, Julia's manager, and it's just really not worked out. The manager thing, I still think is 50-50 if I'm on board with it or not on board with it. I think it would be okay, but it hasn't really worked yet so far. I'm still, waiting, but I'll put that up and see. Not too bad, not too great. Then we had the major main event. Obviously, was Becky Lynch coming down, talking, bringing up that the Chicago crowd sucks and all that jazz that she's done in a lot of the cities. Telling that all the Chicago teams suck except for the Bears because that's Seth Rollins' team. Seth Rollins in the skybox just kind of laughing, doing his Seth Rollins thing, and then CM Punk coming in to save his city and talk, some smack. Then we had, Becky Lynch attack him, which we saw last on Raw. And then we eventually get the AJ Lee return. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that it was amazing that this happened. Like, it's one of those things where, like, wrestling can heal itself sometimes because, like, nobody really ever thought either one of them was going to come back. And even when CM Punk came back, the door was open for a while, and they never had anything, that of substance. It seemed like that AJ Lee was going to come back, but she is now back, and it looks like for multi-year thing, probably kind of a full-time or definitely a, program by program person. And I'm excited for it. I really want to see how it works in this modern day of wrestling because I think she's really solid in the ring, but she actually can shine with people that can actually do wrestling with her instead of around, like just kind of being there and she has to wrestle around them to make them look good. So, kind of excited. There's a lot of feuds that would be really great for AJ Lee. I mean, obviously, Roxanne Perez. We gotta have like Rhea Ripley in there at some point. Bailey would be really interesting. Obviously, she's gonna have the tag match probably with her and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. But I could definitely see her winning that IC title. I think it would be a very interesting and really cool thing for her to do coming back, especially if it's a multi-year deal. So obviously S tier. Honestly, I've put the show up in B. It kind of felt higher. Like, I can almost say, like, if somebody told me the show was an A, I wouldn't really disagree with you. There was just so much stuff that happened that was good and, like, shocking, I guess. But it was just the match quality, I think, was a little bit lower. And I wouldn't even really, blame the Julia Meacham thing. I just think they didn't really build that out yet. And I think there's probably going to be another match, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better. I thought Julia was pretty good in that match, too. I just think it wasn't the right gel there. But yeah, overall, I think the show was pretty good. If you guys like these reviews, we do them always, pretty much. I've been a little late, like I said, on some of these. This one's coming up a lot later than it normally does on the next day, but at least it's here, and I wanted to have it documented. So until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.